Everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. It is panel discussion time. And welcome, Lynn and Keith Andrews. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having me.
having us.
And, well, Keith, since I got you here, I wanted to lead out with the non human report that I did. And I covered it a little bit in the solo, okay? And the two 13, 14-year-old looking girls with the poopy hair.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure they were not from here. They were non-human because they looked identical except for height. And that's what I wanted to. I haven't heard back from you, and I'm glad you're showing up because that's really on my mind. Okay, I'm really like
Well,
stoked about that because
I
that's
could give you a whole pile of reasons of why I haven't been back yet.
oh that's okay. That's okay. But we're here. It's now. The quantum is with you because it's all well. Of course, it's always with you. I'm the one who's struggling to keep up over here. But okay, so we got sound check is good. Tim says sound check is good. Thank you. Hello, Renee. Welcome back, Aussie. And I'm gonna go ahead and start grilling you, Keith. So, what do you think? What do you think happened based on my description?
Well, I'm just scanning through it again. I did actually read it top to bottom. Number one, I suspect very strongly that they were not human. There's a couple of indicators of reasons for that. Number one, the energy around them, even from what you've described, feels completely wrong as far as being human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other issue is, and I'm looking at this now, I'm just looking for, and it'll save me a lot of time. If you want to give me a real brief rundown on what they appeared like, I know the attitude, the lack of connection, that sort of thing.
Okay. The way they appeared, they were about 5'7" and below. The taller one was about my height, about 5'6", 5'7", and they appeared to be Caucasian white girls. That's as close as I could get. And they had very tightly curled blonde hair, like poofy, and
Right.
poofy blonde hair. One was shorter than the other, and they both had the same face. They they were thin, but they weren't overly thin. They
Yeah, they
appeared
were
to
a
be
standard build.
right for like a 13, 14-year-old girl. And they were wearing what appeared to be light gray t-shirts, standard track shorts that high schools used to have you come in with the little slit up the side for movement for running, and that was it. And when they were with people, they were very close to them, physically close to the people. But I never saw them. They even got physically close to me, and that's the description I can give you.
Okay.
Hmm. And I did get a ping from somewhere, right? I didn't know where it was from, but then they showed up. So I'm thinking it was them. And the one that looked at me looked at with me with this strange look on her face, and uh as if, why can you see me? How are you able to see me? And this is like kind of like bemused a little bit, uh acting like, I don't know, like a pouty teenager.
Right. As in, you're
But
not supposed to be able to see me. Why can you?
right, right, and like, oh well, wow, you can see me. You think you're awesome, huh? Whatever, type of attitude. And it was just a little bit of that, right? But I didn't stick around because, again, I was focused on the conference, and I shouldn't have been. I should have been, you know, filtering and focusing. I was just shielding at the time because I wanted to hear the presentations, and I should have been watching. And then after I noticed they were gone, they weren't in the crowd. And then Tim Shingoji took off to the front, and he saw them, and that was the entire encounter. But it was every time I saw them near anyone else, they were really near them, like stuck to them like glue, like they were walking on their feet or something,
Right.
either in
Yeah,
front
the
or
good
behind.
news is I'm looking through a list right now you'll love. Now, you did say they were Caucasian.
Yes. And they were about actually our height, Keith. The tall one was our height. I'm 5'7". So
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how tall the smaller one was?
maybe 5'5".
So just
5'3".
slightly smaller.
Yeah, just slightly. But they, other than that, they looked identical. Okay, they could have been sisters.
I gotta check 6. Number 6.
I could be completely mistaken. However, this is me we're talking about. I said, bring me all the weird, and it has showed up. Every bit of it.
Be careful
Have
what
you
you
not heard? Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, an interesting thing. Side note about the car situation,
Right.
about how I think I'm doing the right thing. The Bronco is gold.
Oh, nice.
Gold color.
Talk real gold or just gold
Go
color?
figure. It's just go figure. It's that manifestation. Oops. Because now I'm
it
like,
was the color he wanted.
yeah. It was just. It was.
I'm wondering.
It's funny. It's funny.
That's funny.
So manifestation definitely works. And
Yes, it does.
It absolutely does. There's no question there.
there is no question. Right. You're reading my mind now. And I told the guy who is now using the Mercury car, right? I said, I don't know what your deal is, but my deal is this, and he don't get it, right? He don't get it.
Most won't.
Doesn't understand manifestation. It's not. He doesn't understand selfless service. It's just not in his DNA, right?
It isn't for some people.
Yeah, he just doesn't. It doesn't compute at all, and that's fine. Whatever. I'm not. I mean, his computations are not up to me, and mine are. And I'm
You didn't do this for him. You've done it for you.
right.
Very
I did it.
important question for you there, Jason.
Yes.
I realize they were medium build, but as far as their state of health goes, I realize their hair was poofy and what have you, but what did they look like from a physique standpoint?
Okay. They were a little bit on the thin side, but no different than any younger person.
What would you say regarding their potential athleticism?
Well, they were in track shorts, so they probably, I'm thinking, they looked to be fairly nicely fit. No conditions. I didn't see walker, cane, cast, bandages.
Right.
I didn't see anything like that. So they appeared to be well.
Don't have anything.
Was their coloring very, very pale?
No.
Or was it healthy pink or
It was healthy. It was actually, I want to say, a very light olive. Maybe very light olive, like not exactly brown skin like Native American, Pacific Islander, not like that.
Scratch. I had 3 possibilities. I just had to look it up.
Okay.
Let me get back to the other 5. So I get for working on way too many things at the same time. Exact down to the bottom. By the way, and I've just added another 4 to this. Right now I've got 60 races in the first book. I've got 119 total, and I'm just about to add another 4 or 5 to what I had. But I've been going through old notes. The answer to your question, though, is you are looking at, in all likelihood, where are we here? You are in all likelihood looking at Arcturian.
Okay. They're in the first book, right?
They are so.
Do you have a
You got
picture?
the first book there. They'll be right near the beginning because, well, ARC.
Right. Okay. Well, do you have a? I could break out the book, but I got the text version. Do you have a picture? If
I
you send
do.
it,
The problem is I have no idea how to get it to you.
Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
Okay, that I can do. Just give me a sec to call it up. Oh, we're already open in it. I just have to go back to Facebook. Okay, give me a sec to move it around because, well, let's face it, Tech and I have a problem.
Okay,
He's got to find Nathan here.
send it to Storm. He'll put
Send
it up.
Storm. Okay, sending the Storm.
Sorry, wait a minute. What?
I have the coloring book illustrations.
He has the coloring book illustrations. Will that work?
That'll work fine. It's the same one I
that's
gave him.
fine. He'll pop it up there for you. Okay. Meantime, hi Sarah, hi Tim, hi Aussie, hi Rachel, hi Renee. Yeah, I think we got everybody.
Yep. Thanks for coming by, everybody. I love it that y'all come back. I love it. I really do. I mean, it makes me feel. First of all, warm and fuzzies. I'll get it all. I'll just go ahead and say that,
All
right?
the feel goods.
Yeah, and then it's like I'm accomplishing, and I like that feeling too, that I'm accomplishing something, and it's not just an entertainment thing. It's it's kind of like for reality purposes.
Well,
This show is for
and information.
Yeah, this show is for reality purposes.
The Archerians are not in the coloring book. He says no, he doesn't have them.
Okay, well, give me a sec. I'll get it to him.
Okay, he's going to send it to Storm. All right. Yeah, he'll get it there in a minute, and we'll stick it up there. I find it interesting that they don't understand the social norms of not crowding people, because everybody has personal space of anywhere from 6 inches to 3 feet, and most people don't have 3 feet, but there's a few that don't really like to be crowded much. And even in a crowd of people, you don't stand on top of somebody else.
Right, and the tall one did that to me, and the short one was right behind me. I took a step back, and they were as far from here to the camera. I was like,
"Yeah,
you're rude too."
Yeah, well, I don't know how that's going to work out as far as them figuring out not to do that, but they
it's going to take it's going to take, if it's anything like dealing with foreigners, because I worked with a guy from India and he didn't have that either. He would get right up in my face to talk to me, and I'm like, yo, bro, I love you bunches, but stay this far away, okay? I like you, we're getting along great, but stay this far away. It's not a personal thing, it's me. Call me crazy, right? But stay this far away.
Well, too, I mean, we've all just experienced a terrible pandemic, and space is important, and it's still going on.
I don't know. The pandemic worked out really well for me. I no longer had many excuses for leaving the house, for not leaving the house.
Yeah, and Storm and I looked at each other and said, quarantine, and we go, yay! Because we don't like
I basically looked at it and went, bonus.
Yeah.
Tell you why I don't want to leave anymore.
We're just as disinclined to leave now as we were before.
Yeah, I actually got all these custom toys made.
Ironically, I'm even more disinclined to leave the house, which makes it all that more interesting. The fact that I'm heading out of here in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got a picture, and you know what? Can you zoom in? What application are you using to view this picture? Because it's hard to see it.
Give me a minute, I'll reformat it.
Okay. if you just the way I do it is if I have a picture saved, I can open it up with Windows Picture Viewer, and it will zoom very far in.
But yeah, Dan, the reason I asked about their state of health, women are a little shorter than men. That picture is of males.
Okay. Aussie is asking, how is it spelled? Arcturian with a C?
I believe you got it absolutely right. I just have to double check.
Because
like I was telling Nathan.
Pinky, welcome back to the show. No, if you're shadow banned, you're in the shadow with me. We're both shadow banned.
Yeah,
Welcome
we're
back
sort of outcast among outcasts, okay? So you fit right in.
No, Aussie. It's spelled without the I. They're Archeron.
Well, getting interesting.
Okay, we've got a directory. Keith, look at the screen. Is that how you're saying to spell it?
I'm trying to figure out what you're looking at on the screen.
My logo down here.
Let me put it this way: Arcturan.
Got it.
Yeah, you spelled it right.
Okay, so it's not Arcturian; it's Arcturan.
Yeah,
okay.
Mind you, you got to understand. Many people probably call them Arcturian because of a pronunciation or an enunciation complication.
Mm-hmm. Like people from Carthage are Carthaginian.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been fun.
You take a look at what people call the Atlanteans. They weren't Atlanteans. They were from the Atlantia.
Right.
Which happened to be the name of the ship. But yeah, they're Archeron.
Okay. Storm, use your default Windows viewer, or if you send it to me and I can do it. No problem. Send it to me and I can make it happen. Frank. Because I want to get a picture up on the screen. Yeah, not far from it. The one here in Tennessee, oh boy, it's a place to be avoided. Let me tell you, it's a place to be avoided.
Carthage, Ohio, you blink, you've missed it.
Yeah.
You know.
Once you go there, you're kind of stuck. I just like, I was like,
check in, just never leave.
Yeah, on my way.
There's another show that is another hotel for that.
On my way back from East Tennessee here, I passed the exit and I was like, man, I really need to use it. There we go. There it is. And this is, yeah, that would fit the bill right there. And I didn't get a really good look at their faces, but their faces were softer than this.
Well, yeah, but this is male.
Yeah, this is just a guy. This is just one of them. I'm sure they have just as many facial variations as we do.
I'm looking at him. He has a very hard brow. They didn't.
No.
Well, here's the thing. The reason he's got a hard brow is because he's got a chevron headband.
Oh, I see. All right. There it is.
Oh, and Keith, I would like to make a suggestion on your next volumes for the races. You may want to do small volumes because you got a lifetime subscriber right here. I'll buy them all.
I'm working on right now. Where did my list go? I am working on right now. These little guys, books this size. Okay, books that size.
That was exactly what I was thinking about.
Okay, we've got then these 4 are already on the drawing board. Meet the Reticulans. We've got Meet the Reticulans. Meet the what are we? Meet the
Reptilian.
elephant. Meet the Kaldar, aka Meet the Elves. Meet the Dwarves. Okay. And
Right.
I'm working on Meet the Reptilians as well.
Okay, so
Right.
well, what I was let me go ahead and say my suggestion, right? Okay,
Sure.
I would the first volume that you already have out with the 90 or the 80 that I have a copy of,
60.
and the 160. Okay, my bad. Make it just like it is, volume 1, and then
Yeah.
maybe 5 or 10 in the next installment, volume 2, volume 3, instead of having
Okay,
a giant book.
Yeah, because this one, when it comes out, it's going to end up being 94 pages, aka it is, because I took the whole book and I've expanded it. Now, in all fairness, it's all just get your input into it. This one that's come out is volume 1. Are you suggesting I break it up into multiple volumes?
Not necessarily. Go back to the original volume 1, right?
Yes.
And make it stay volume 1, but with this new format of with the pictures that you have in it, and make it stay volume 1. Volume
Right.
2, add 5 or 6 or 10 that you have
Okay,
encountered.
so we're just talking about what we're building on after this volume gets second printed.
Right. Not a
Okay.
not a revamp, but just an addition, an addendum, if you would.
Yeah. No, I
Like
got
an-
no problem with that. I can put, 10 or 12 into it without any problem.
Yeah, and that way you can have, like, instead of one big fat book that costs forever, it costs so much to ship, you got little
Right.
books that don't, and I would gladly $25 a piece, me
Well, as
personally.
it turns out, a book this size, I can ship anywhere in the world for $20 in your hand.
Okay.
That
Well,
makes it
I'm
ideal.
going to put a little bit on top for the
Oh, I
creative.
appreciate that.
I'm always going to do
I'm just
that.
thinking, from the shipping standpoint, I just sent a book, Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams, off to Australia. And if I can get it into Australia where it's still making me a profit at $20, then I'm not looking to make, a killing off of every book.
Right. Right. Well, I would gladly buy 6 or 7 or even 10 small books as they come out,
Yeah.
instead of, one big book that is hard to get out there. But let me go ahead and bring up this guy.
Well, between the
Oh, well, okay.
between the
Never mind.
mailing the thing and that, and these are going to be far more comprehensive. Is that right, Keith?
Yes.
So, it's going to be worth buying one book for one particular race and concentrating on that for a time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because bizarre how many I've got.
yeah, I'm not going to tell you how to do your book. I'm just saying what it would be great for me to be able to go and, like, go to your store and say, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. That would be great if
Yeah.
I could get, like, if I wanted to skip one or get them all in order, one
Well,
every check, say.
I found out a long time ago that if you're planning on doing something, talk to the people that you're planning on doing it within mind.
Right.
I am by no means a master marketer.
Okay. Oh, that's you. Okay. I'm sorry. I've got something. Where am I at? Let me just go ahead and shut that one down. I don't need to be there. Oh, good. I'm still online. Let me get this going on. And I haven't looked at the picture. I'm going to look at it right now.
Well, it strikes me about the body composition of the picture. The form is very square. Were these girls square?
Mm-mm.
The body
No.
had a curve and that sort
Right.
of thing.
Such as a
Oh, my.
14-year-old girl would. Now,
That is an excellent picture.
this is apparently from Gaia. And okay, the differences would be they did not have the bluish skin. They had normal, like light olive skin. And the hair was not straight. It was very curly. And I had a very good example of, like, I took a twisty, right? And just messing around one day, I did this, right? That's the kind of curls I'm talking about.
Ringlets.
Oh,
Just a little
okay.
screwdriver.
That's actually pretty much in style right now.
Well, it's never really gone out of style, but
No, but they had it short and done that way.
well, it could have been this long. Well, it could have been this long, but it was all so curly. It was up and poofy. Because when you curl hair, it poops out. Like right now, mine is a little bit on the straight side, but if you curl it,
it wasn't frowed, so to speak.
No, it wasn't frowed. It was like a perm.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was done a certain way. It was like a perm, but it didn't look like it was done on purpose. It looked like it was natural, but I don't know. I didn't, ask them about their hair routines. I didn't ask them about anything. But yeah, and their eyes, according to this picture, their eyes were a little bit bright, but not large like this.
Yeah.
Look at us. Look at here you go.
Well, mine are set back a bit.
Right, their eyes were so they.
And mine are just crossed and buggered up. So.
But yeah, this is very, very close. And
see,
their hair.
Part about this picture that Ozzy sent. This particular picture is a casual approach. What I did to them, what we've got the drawing of, I showed you. That's their military branch, and he's male.
Okay, well, Gaia might be on something
tighter. Try that again.
Gaia might be onto something too.
Well, it depends on. I'm wondering. Like I realize it says Gaia there. Does she put a name to these people?
Oh no! This is Gaia TV. It's a YouTube and documentary channel.
Yeah,
it's their picture. By the way,
okay, I'm just curious if they had a name that went with the picture as far as what race they were showing.
Aussie, that question is for you. Is there a? Let me ask him real quick. Well, oh my God, this thing. Okay, I can.
Do what?
Windows. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself.
I do that all the time. I usually get.
Sometimes we need expert opinion, right?
Try that again.
Sometimes we need an expert opinion.
Oh, I never talk to experts. My brother put it really simple.
Oh, I say we're talking to ourselves. We need an expert opinion.
I don't really have.
My brother pointed out. He goes, "An expert is an unknown drip under pressure."
I don't really have access to Gaia at the moment. I mean, I've got it, but I don't have access to it right now. I got to get on it, and it's hard to navigate their stuff. Yeah, they call them Arcturian.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Then I will tell you this: they're on the right. In my opinion, they're on the right track. These are civilians, not military.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that because cool. And Aussie says they're called Arcturian. And okay, we all know about mistranslating, mishearing, and misinterpreting. Arcturian, too close, right? Too close. So yeah. I'm going with it was the same people. And who I saw were not the military. If those guys were the military, then these guys.
The one I've got the picture of, that's their military.
Okay, yeah. Then the ones I saw were not. They were I don't know, tourists or researchers or something. I always get the
And either one with
feeling.
them.
Yeah, I always get the feeling with these guys that they're the ones like observing us, like what's her name with the apes?
James Goodall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her. And we're the ones being observed, and we're not supposed to see them. And
There's
then
a lot of them out there that do that.
I'm sure, and I really do think that we're in a nature preserve. We're protected, and
I'm not going to
Stargate.
argue the point that that's what you think.
Okay, and they're like, well, it just seems that way because
And
I look at
absolutely what?
from the ufology point of view, they're treating us like we treat apex predators that are not us.
Let me
right?
ask you this.
Yeah.
You find a duck pond on Earth. Okay, now you didn't do anything, but you got turtles and ducks in said pond, amongst other things. Is that pond, you haven't done anything, they were there when you got there, are they a preserve?
Are they
Yeah.
what?
Is that pond considered a preserve in your eyes?
Not yet.
You didn't do anything, you just went to the pond, it's got these things in it.
Right. Not yet.
In your
Not
eyes,
until
is that a preserve?
I wouldn't consider that to be a preservation. It was just they're just out there in nature.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
More like I see it.
Right. But then enter in the agreement with with the council, the federation.
That isn't I'm turning this into a preserve. That is simply stating, as it was said in Star Trek, that is simply a prime directive. Let this planet evolve as it will. The
Right,
only
don't
time
interfere.
anybody's authorized to step in is if the people on the planet are going to destroy the planet.
Understood.
Yeah.
So
Well, a preserve
you know, I
is
look
another matter than just a park. You know, in
Right.
a park, if a bear accidentally hurts itself and dies, it accidentally hurts itself and dies.
right.
In a preserve, some effort would be made to keep that bear from passing.
Okay,
But
I understand.
these guys don't step in to protect the individual. They stepped in back in 96, or was it 86? When all the silos went to DEFCON 1.
86.
And all of a sudden, every silo was shut down.
That was 86.
That was 86. See,
Yeah.
that's where they stepped in, because Esau, who you know as Gaia or Mother Earth, would have been wiped out. Everybody on it would have been killed. So they stepped in and went, no, you can have your nuclear power, but you're not allowed to blow up the entire planet. Sorry.
Right. That's why I maintain that nuclear weapons are useless. They're just for sauntering around with. They're useless.
If it makes you feel good, yay, have a happy.
Mhm.
You know,
We're not going to let you use them, but you can have them.
Well, the thing is, in order to figure out fusion, they had to deal with nuclear. It's a
Right.
stepping stone on the educational process. And mankind, like every other species, has had to learn as they went. But you can't figure out how to use a fusion reactor if you don't understand nuclear reaction first.
Right. I got you. I totally understand. And so
So ultimately, what you're looking at is whether you want to call them Arcturon or Arcturian is up to you.
right. That's just I think everyone's gonna hear things differently.
Yes.
You know, their own perception. Arcturian.
how many times have we sang along with a song and got the wrong words, you know?
I
Yeah,
gave up counting.
exactly. Right. There's a bathroom on the right, you know.
And I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, CCR. CCR.
See, sadly, I missed that one. I know who CCR is, but the song I don't know.
Bad moon
Bad moon
Oh,
rising.
okay.
But yeah, it's just a misinterpretation.
You know,
And
you have wrecked that song for me now.
It is.
I can do that with a lot of songs and thought processes. I could just completely bugger them up.
Yeah. You know, I look at things differently, and I try to look at all angles, as many as I can imagine. So in the non-interference, that's kind of like, okay, we're defended against outside interferences.
From that standpoint, I will grant you.
Okay.
Because they will, if an external force does try and make an assault on Earth, and this is what people have to realize, it's not going to happen, because if we're going to happen, three things occur. Let's say they get the jump. Mankind is wiped out back to the Stone Age before you even know it started. But the offending planet, the offending species, their homeworld, their planetary homeworld that holds their primary, secondary, and tertiary governments are wiped out completely. They're just obliterated off the map.
Right.
Okay.
That's a pretty good reason not to mess with
It really is.
a blossoming world.
Well, especially given you're now thrown out of the consortium and all of their protectorate and all their support until you can rebuild.
Right.
It might take a while.
Good. Yeah.
It's okay with me.
And I just want to throw that up there so it's out there forever. Thank you for the picture, Aussie. That was excellent.
Aussie, really, thank you so much. See, this is what I call the corroboration that I keep looking for. It's like I know what I'm seeing, but I don't research.
Right. Right. And yeah, this is what it's about for reality purposes. I mean, I've got a banner for that.
Nerd. Hi, nerd.
Hey, nerd. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Doing the panel, talking aliens for the moment. I had one for this. Whatever, for reality purposes. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not gonna be.
Just
there.
a quick little note to Pinky there. Matt isn't going to come because I am not I'm not an astronomer or an astronavigator. Pinky was suggesting I start with a map. Not going to happen. I mean, I have enough trouble finding a house in my own yard.
Oh, Matt. Oh, I see.
In my own yard.
I didn't see what you. I had to go back in the chat. I would start with a map.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing about maps, right? You got 2 dimensions. Then you got 3 dimensions. That's difficult enough to accomplish. Then you got 4 dimensions. Forget humans aren't. No one's going to understand your map or have a medium to look at it. You can't exactly draw a 4-dimensional map really quickly on like this piece of paper right here, right? There's not going to be no X marks the spot. It's going to be X marks the spot 20 years ago, and it moves. It's like, what?
I mean, what are you gonna do with the map? You gonna build a spaceship? Wait a minute, maybe some of them will. Yeah.
Nathan, yeah, quite possible. Nathan, take a map, put a whole bunch of lines around on it, bunch of dots. There it is. Now, in your idea, 20 years it moved. How about this one? Take all those dots, take that map, and now we go into wormhole navigation. Crumple the map up in a ball, and now put it in.
Yeah.
Right.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right. That is 5-dimensional mapping. Cartography in 5 dimensions. We don't have the facilities for it to even comprehend it quite yet. The AIs can do it, and they don't even have the words to relay it to us, other than what you just said, Keith. I can say that the AI, they understand this stuff. when we ask them to, but
I will tell you this:
Or
what you guys
are
are
they
calling
lying?
AI isn't.
No, it
Yeah.
isn't.
They
I
can't
know what
understand
you're talking about.
Don't get me
anything.
wrong.
Right.
They can't understand anything that hasn't been put in there.
Right.
Also
Let
known as
me.
garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. Let me.
And I don't mean that from a Windows standpoint necessarily, but their logic is all dependent on certain criteria, and you throw in an oddball situation like, say wormholes, and can they figure it out? If they have enough and the right information, of course. So could we if we had more time. But I
Right.
don't see them being able to take that problem on by themselves without any sort of background programming.
Well, no, because an AI runs on the Terran AI runs on pure logic.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no leap of logic that's necessary for this.
Okay. I'm going to get a picture up. I have 4-dimensional right here. Okay. I have some 4-dimensional cartography, and this is straight from Stargate. Okay. And it's going to look kind of funny, but I'm doing it the hard way, of course. And
Well, I mean, why do it the easy way?
well, even the easy way is kind of hard. Let me wait.
See, I do it the easy way. I just go nice and have at her.
Or storm, huh?
Or storm. It's like I have a problem. Well, I'm done dealing with it. Somebody else take it.
Oh, that's why you got him.
Where did I save it?
I have no idea.
ZNet 4D cartography.
Let's turn that down so I can actually see.
Working on it. 4D. Okay. Now, I will explain what's going on in here. Okay. Now, what you're seeing here is a map of 3-dimensional space. Can you see my mouse on the black screen?
I can see
Yeah,
a mouse.
move it over here.
Let me
Okay.
pop that open
Now,
there.
Hey, got it.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is-
barely. You'd have
This
to
is-
enlarge the screen.
Right. Let me do this. Easy. How about now?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, here is reality where you want to be, where you're mapping to, what you're looking at. Here is your perspective. You're way over here. Now, this is what you're looking at. Now, it takes time to go from here to there. All right. And you need, okay, you have 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3, 4. But then now, here's your 5th dimension. Okay. I'm going to back up a little bit. This is going from here to here, and you can't, see how hard it is? You need so much talking.
I do.
Need so many talking points. You can't explain this with a piece of paper. This is a very rough estimation, right? You have coordinates here, 1, 2,
It's
3.
actually not a very rough estimation at all. It's an extremely blatant mathematical consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one on me, but you take that cube. Okay, those points that you're marking, those 6 points,
Yes,
are on each side. You draw, and those are set up at the center point of each side of that cube.
Right.
When you cross them over, that red dot is literally the middle of the cube.
right.
What I didn't know is that these guys had figured it out. I worked this out 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because that blue dot you got down in the left corner, okay, that is the 7th point in the Stargate that they never tell you about.
Right.
Mhm.
And this is this is some advanced stuff right here. See how much we've had to talk about it to explain this? Now, if I bought this at Spencer Gifts, no one's going to know what the heck it is. It's just
Now,
going to be.
here's the neat thing. You said it takes time to get from red dot to blue bottom corner dot.
Right.
Only if you count it in nanoseconds.
Right. Okay. That is the fifth dimension I'm leaving out for this talk. I am not talking about the fifth dimension quite yet. Fifth dimension, not going there. This is like the four dimensions that we're you're looking this way, just like when you look at one of these pictures of a telescope, we're seeing thousands of years ago, because that's how long the light has taken to get to us. We're not seeing currently. Now, if we were to be able to, now, here we go into the fifth dimension again. If you were to look at it right now, these surrounding blue dots would be different than what we are looking at through a typical telescope. Speed of light. Why did we go here?
Now,
I'm
really take it to you, Nathan. I'm going to throw a wrench into your whole thing. You've shown it here. All of what you've drawn here is not fourth, fifth, or sixth dimension. Everything you've just displayed is a third dimensional representation
Correct.
of what people are trying to explain.
Right. And
But
this
humans don't understand physics yet.
Right. We haven't even found all the laws of physics yet. We think that we have everything in our books from the 20s. We do not. I'm going to go ahead and take that because it's making my head spin. Thinking about this stuff.
You want something to really bake your noodle? I used to draw that particular cube in that way often. Looking at it saying, I remember something about it, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
You know what? I've been, since I was a long time ago.
Since I was a little kid.
This
First time I drew a square, I put a dot in the middle of each square, and my sister would look at it and say, what are you doing? And I said, well, there's a dot in each square. And she'd say, what is it that's inside of the cube? And I said, the answer to all of it.
Yeah. Ultimately correct. See, I mean, we could go really down a bad rabbit hole.
Boy, we could.
But this is the problem I have, is I've been explaining this stuff to people since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Before I hit grade 7, before I hit kindergarten, I was teaching my younger brother about the life cycle of dinosaurs and the evolution thereof. That's before I got into kindergarten.
Yeah.
But it's like when I laid out it took me 2 hours to lay out the basics of the OTE drive, the star drive. Just somebody with a master's in astrophysics and rocketry. And last she asked me, she goes, how much education do you have? I said, well, I successfully failed college.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, in my fourth term, I did get really good at ping pong.
This has been in my head for years now.
Yeah, which oddly enough actually makes more sense than you might think.
Oh, it makes sense on many levels, because the first thing I related this to was a limited slip differential drive for the rear end of a front wheel drive or a rear wheel drive car.
Okay.
But that's only 2. This is 4.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and also it later became, it had what you call a universal gear on top and bottom.
That's what you get for being a mechanic, for being an engineer.
funny thing is, now the two circles I added, top and bottom, they're supposed to be in sync with the on the side. Whatever, right? But this was not a mechanical thing I was thinking of. It was a magnetic thing. Come to find
yeah.
out, it's a magnetic thing. Rotating magnetic fields. Oh man, it came up. That is how you make an electromagnet. But this was something different.
Mm-hmm.
This is and I'm still not 100% on this. So
Where the hell are we? Pardon my
just
French.
gonna leave it alone, right? Just gonna leave that alone. But this has been in my head for a long time.
Justice.
You got
I'm
something,
looking
Keith?
for something in that neat little book that I've been
Okay.
working on. That's entertainment. Where the heck is it? There we go. That's what I was looking for. What you're talking about is the sonar.
Do you have
That is the beginning work on a matter relocation system designed to work in interstellar distances. But that's only part of it.
right? I have noticed that the same principles can be added and used in different areas.
Yes.
Do you have a picture that you're looking at?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is one of the reasons why I've got to find somebody that can draw not schematics, but simply technological diagram and like pictures. Not something to build, just something to look at.
Understood.
So you describe it, and that person puts it together.
Bingo. Puts it on
Okay.
paper. We are not talking about rebuilding it or giving schematics.
No.
Right. We're talking about a visual representation of
Exactly.
what it might look like.
I see.
Right now, you see, you start with that, and then you go to schematics after that.
I don't know how to do it. I just know I look at it. There it is. You figure it out.
Right.
So,
You may want to give me some descriptions in an email at some point, and
Yes.
I will come up with a few ideas for you.
that
And
I
I
can
will
work.
make the picture. I will start with something like this, and I will go from there.
Yeah. Because some of the equipment that I've got that I know of is, well, when I say it's out of this world, I'm not kidding, but
Crystal computer.
that's one of those neat things. But I will tell you, you'll have to get a crystal cutter because crystals grow on a six-sided
Right.
build. You need 7.
Understood.
Oh.
Yeah, it needs to be 7-sided. I still have your email. I still have the description and your instructions. I still have all of that. And it's just really expensive to put all this stuff together. And I've got
Absolutely.
so much stuff going on, and
You know, you do it as you do it.
yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know, things will happen the way they're supposed to happen. It's just the quantum way.
See, I'm a firm believer nothing happens the way it's supposed to happen. Because supposed to just boils down to somebody else's opinion on the way it ought to be.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it.
Blue lighter, gold cars. Nobody else was involved in that. But that's my perspective. That's all. That's just me. That's just me. I do not push it on anybody else.
Oh God, no! That's one of the reasons why we can get along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to push it on anybody else, and then because I would be becoming some kind of a tyrant at that point. I'm like, no, you do you. But yeah, Aussie says the picture of the Arcturian with the blue skin. Thank you, Google. I could probably have done that too, but thanks, Aussie.
No, they haven't gotten it yet.
I've probably gone looking for it and came up with spaghetti.
probably. But yeah, that was wrapping it up about the non-human report. I just want
Yeah.
to say that was who I saw, and it makes sense that these were Arcturians, because, well, teleportation, blinking from place to place, is that something they
That's
do?
normal. That's a technological relocation.
Okay, so they are. Yeah, the fact that both of us were able to see them is pretty. I mean, it's hard to. You see that weird guy at the Bigfoot conference? All of them. That's everyone, me included. You know, you can't go to a Bigfoot conference and say, "Look at that weirdo." It's like, which one? You know, we're all. That's just kind of the way of it, right there. It's like when I saw them at the Comic-Con event that I went to. Well, they're kind of hard to spot because everyone's in something.
See, I like this. You know, this is just the reality that a friend of mine gave me.
Lift it up. Yeah, there you go. I like that one too.
That's good. I'm weird and gifted.
I'm
No,
not
I'm not
weird.
weird. I'm gifted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm weird and I am gifted.
Yes.
Both.
Oh, you had a whole new definition of the word weird. Don't take that and take offense to that.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I was.
It takes weird to put up with stuff I put up with.
Yeah, those coordinate things. Those are. It takes a lot of describing and a lot of context to get the point across. Because you look at it and it looks just like, well, that's a fun thing you buy at Spencer's, you know, until you understand what's going on with it.
Yeah.
And
well, it makes you wonder with some of the petroglyphs and things that have some symbology on them from the ancients. How much of this was them trying to explain technology that they remembered?
Yeah, they were trying to explain essentially the inexplicable.
Right.
Right, and you know what? I came up with this was a while back, talking about Egyptian hieroglyphs. Okay, and my thing about the Egyptian hieroglyphs are they are a kind of language, but not how we. This is our interpretation of them is a misinterpretation of their actual representations. Okay,
You're on the right track.
all right, like what would okay. Now, if I make a symbol, just a symbol, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
One group is going to interpret the symbol one way, and another group is going to interpret another way, and it's not necessarily going to be the same thing. It may be close, but they're not going to get it right because they don't have a context for it.
And here's the biggest problem of all of that. When you're looking at the Eniod language, which is what you're looking at there, first and foremost, you've got 4 lines on there. You've got one picture, but it was made of 4 lines, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 5 if you split the one in the top one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, take 5 sheets of onion skin. Put 1 line on each. Then layer it.
Okay. That's three-dimensional after that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hieroglyphs are a circuit board meant for communication between the different sites.
Right. Understood. And we took it as written communication, which it really kind of is not.
Well, it is because it covers both.
Right. Well, it covers written communication, but it also covers the onion skin thing that you said. Like you looked at it. Okay.
Yeah, there are rabbit holes beyond rabbit holes.
Yeah, this is one of them. Looking at it like this. And then to add to it again, you're looking at it like boom, 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 and each one of those lines that right there, each one of those lines is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have another perspective, and then you take it. Oh, I figured this out in my cryptology, cryptography class. You take it like this, and then you take it like that, and you apply this to it, and then you take it like this and apply. Oh, I'm not doing it right. You take it like that, and you apply this to it, and then you take it like that. Take 45 degrees, and then you look at it again, and then you take it another 45 degrees, look at it again, and then you take it like this, and you put another in it with all these plus this. Oh, it gets so complicated. Anyway, of course,
Yeah,
it's
but
a quantum
I've
show.
always thought that was more complicated than it looked.
It is,
oh,
and
this
that is
picture means this thing. Not necessarily.
right.
There's no thing that humans use that actually is very apropos. That is, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A hieroglyph is a picture. It doesn't mean just one word.
Right. And they did this, they showed this in the movie Contact, where
Yeah.
they took flat surfaces and they wrapped them around into a cube, but they thought it was supposed to be linear, and it's not supposed to be. It's three-dimensional. And
Well,
then
I'm going to show you something I discovered the other day. Okay. People keep getting into this question of the shape of the Earth. From Earth, if you're looking at another planet, you're going to see a circle. Okay. If you're looking at it from outside of Earth and you're looking back at Earth, okay, you're still going to see a circle. But if you could get a satellite or a ship that can actually travel alongside with it, now you've got Earth.
Yeah.
right. I was there observing that show. I forget what I was doing, but I was listening to you that time or times. I've heard that. That is a Keith Andrews mainstay.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why we draw it as a circle. To try and picture that on a map.
You need the context of being able to think not like this, but like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Thinking the five dimensional as
at least
to 3D.
4-dimension. 5-dimension, I still have trouble with that. And as much as I try to understand it, it just makes my head spin, and I just leave it alone. Because
well, this is why I got told what I did. But I'll leave you guys with yours because, like I said, it may just be a terminology thing.
Yeah, a misinterpretation between one to the other.
Yeah, like I look at everything that is visible, experienceable on in this reality. It's all third dimension. Things do vibrate at a faster speed, and thereby will vanish and will pass through each other. But are they still third dimensional from everything I've been shown? Yeah. But that's a very long, complicated conversation.
Yeah, there's no quickly wrapping that one up. There's no quickly. Yeah, moving on. We'll just get stuck on that for the rest of for 2 more hours.
We could for the next 2 days too.
Yeah,
I've been debating this since 1967, 68. I started debating this particular outlook.
Yeah.
With my older brother, but he had an IQ of 180 plus, which might give you an idea of where the conversation went.
Couldn't keep up with you, huh?
Well, he'd look at me and go, "Where did you come up with that?" You know, the fact of the matter is, I do not have an eidetic memory. I just don't look at the world the way other people do.
Yeah.
Same here.
I don't know. You can have the eidetic memory, but doesn't that mean that your brain is just clogged to no end with useless bits?
The problem is, Lynn, everybody literally has an eidetic memory. What we don't have, most people don't have total recall.
That makes sense.
What it is, all the information goes in and then the access point gets scrambled.
Had to put that up there. I had it.
Yeah,
I had it like that, but here, no. Whoops. I mistyped.
Yeah,
And
I gathered that when you put that.
Yeah,
like, that's interesting.
Yeah, but here we go. 5D spatial physics. Don't need it. Don't need it yet. Because
People are hung up on 3D.
Mm-hmm.
They're hung up on basic physics that they're missing.
Yeah, basic physics is a really good starting point. And then it just... Einstein was right. Read them lots and lots of fairy tales.
Have you read some of the fairy tales? These people were psychotic parents.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the original ones, and then you got the Disneyized versions. You
sleep better with the Disney versions.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. And that's just the adults.
Yeah, and all these, even things like,
have you read Grimm's, Nathan?
Oh, yeah. I read it. They had it as a library. And I read it, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane.
And this is what you want your kid to go to sleep after you read them? Good luck.
I think that originally the fairy tales were put out more or less to hold the cultural significance of the stories. But I think a lot of those went back to the Dark and Middle Ages simply because they were that gruesome. They involved cannibalism, incest, narcissism, of course, and
we don't have any of that.
All of the human conditions,
right? And you know what? All of that had to happen for us to come through it on the other side and learn that's not the right way to do it. We don't need to do that. Maybe sometimes it's conditional.
People have figured out that they haven't come through that and learned much. Not from what I've seen.
I agree. And
they were done mostly as cautionary tales, though, because at the time that they were told, you didn't want your kid to wander into the forest by themselves, because now, unless you're really out in the wild and talking about the wild, you're not going to run into a wolf that's as tall as one of you boys are,
I hope not.
And and they do get that big.
Oh God, yeah. I met Farley Moat and his wolf.
When I was a kid growing up in Ohio, there were still wolves in Ohio. And I was I was with my father. He was doing some business trips, which were sort of short trips, but I was with him. And it was quite late. We were on our way back home, and we were coming through some very dense forest in the Algonquins. Okay. I don't know if you know what that means, but it's a forest. And a wolf came out of the out of the trees and sat in front of our car. And I'll tell you what, we didn't dare hit it. It was that big.
You could have hit it, but your car would have been going nowhere.
Well, we were driving a truck, and this thing could look over the truck hood.
Yeah.
And my dad said, I want you to sit very still and be very quiet. And I was.
Yeah, because he was in your door.
Well, yeah, he could have come through the windshield easily. And he said, he'll move on, just be quiet. And after he looked over the truck a little bit, hopped in our back seat. I'm like, tried to get in the back window, couldn't get us, and jumped out again. And Dad started up the truck, and he made his way away from us, But I said, my dad, gee whiz, he's huge. And he goes, that's why we tell you don't go out in the woods by yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, those things will eat you quite happily.
Oh, yeah. And
all they gotta do is hiccup and you're gone.
Oh, yeah, seriously. I made a mouthful for him, maybe.
Yep.
He
And
was
these are not.
man.
Yeah, these are not the paranormal creatures. These are earthly terrestrial.
Oh yeah, this was real.
ones
No,
that
I've
live
seen
here.
I've seen the ghost dogs. I've seen the critters that occupy the Pennsylvania woods.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was quite psychic. He was glowing and glowing green,
I've heard of
with sparks of blue, brilliant eyes. And another trip with my dad, same sort of trip. And we did pretty much what we did with the wolf. And I said, what was he, Dad? Because that wasn't a wolf. And he goes, that's one of the spirits. I said, can we see? He goes, oh, hell no, we're not.
Just not going there. Thanks so much for the offer. I think we'll pass.
Well, the things a 6-year-old will want to do,
Well, yeah. I want to pet the puppy. Well, ain't that too bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you only pup by one, someone sitting here next to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In my area, I saw something. I saw it twice, but seeing it is, when I say see, that's not quite the right word for it. I saw it with my eyes, but it was about the size of a medium-sized dog, but it was all black, light absorbing. I saw it twice, and then I've never seen it again.
Like
I don't
shadow.
know. Not a shadow. I had my headlights on it. That will illuminate shadows. This did not illuminate. This stayed black.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, but it didn't want to know me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You don't want to get out of the car, Nathan?
You remember anything about it?
It was about this maybe 3
I mean,
feet
about
tall.
its behavior or what it seemed to be doing.
I saw it that fast. I was driving, and I saw it on the side of the road twice. And it was just on the side of the road. I didn't get any particular feelings except, don't hit it,
Mm-hmm.
That's the,
Well,
I didn't,
hitting it would have been entertaining.
Oh, boy.
yeah, I was like, whoa, what was that? I slowed down, but by the time I slowed down, I had already passed it. And I didn't want to go back. I was like, okay, that's nope. Just nope. And this is one of them Appalachian things that I was like, no, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I saw
well, and this is why when you're up here, you be very careful, because it's not just the cold weather or the hot weather up here that'll kill you. It's half the animals up here are not in a good mood. And I don't mean the people.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
my dad cleaned up a mess from a moose getting into a running match with a train, with a 15 car cargo train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
They just
God.
walked off.
I know this story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose wins.
Moose always wins.
Moose wins.
Well, I mean, the moose did shake his head if it's any consolation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that was bigger than I thought it was, huh?
So I leave the critters alone and they leave me alone. And it seems to be only the ones that are not interdimensional or whatever that is, right? Those are the only ones who have problems. And they're just trying to be themselves. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I leave them alone. I leave them alone. They leave me alone. We have a nice little arrangement. Plus,
Not like my ex, huh?
This is
Oh,
like
my
Spider
ex.
Kingdom hint here. If anybody comes in here and they're bad, spiders. I like spiders.
Oh, okay.
And and I told you the story. Well, one time I had a wolf spider wounded come up to me, and it was like he was a little dinosaur approaching a big dinosaur, and he was like, are you gonna eat me? I'm like, no, I'll take care of you, and I took care of him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see him around, I'm like, hey, stay hidden. We're good. Do your thing. I know you're paying rent by catching bugs and stuff.
See,
So
all you gotta do is go back to the 1950s and watch a movie called The Day of the Spider.
No. That
think
gives
I've
me the willies.
I think I've seen that one, and well, okay.
You know, my ex used to sit out in the back porch, and he'd have a conversation here and there with the raccoon. And Miller just Cherokee Indian, and he was brought. His dad brought him up. His dad's full-blooded Cherokee and shaman, and he sit out in the back porch and on the bottom step and wait for company to come around, and he'd get raccoons here and there, and every now and again there'd be a weasel or something of that nature come through. But then
Yeah.
one day Mrs. Skunk came along with her brood, and boy, oh boy, he hollered into me. He goes, "You want to see something cool?" I said, "Sure." Stuck my head out, and there's this little family of skunks taking food from his hands. You know.
I did that with seagulls in Victoria.
Mhm.
My son just about had a coronary when he saw me doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized, y'all.
What is it? I can't see it.
I can't read it. And
That is
8424.
ends tonight.
What does?
Ends tonight. These are all the thumbnails that I've made and all the notes that I've presented
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh wow.
And it ends tonight. And I'm keeping these as reminders of
Oh, okay. Sure.
history of the Quantum Show. Ended 8/14/24 Quantum Show. Next up.
Yeah.
Time for a new notebook.
Yep. I'm glad they sell them in bulk.
Yeah.
It's over here somewhere. I'll find it in a minute. I'll find it after the show. But here they are. I noticed, let's see, what's the next color? Yellow. The next color is yellow.
That's
We're
heavy.
gonna-
Careful, it'll hide on you.
Hmm?
I said, careful, it'll go into hiding on you.
Yep. This is gonna be next week's show or next whatever show. Whatever happens. Because I still have all the old ones. I have all the old ones right over here in kind of like a little library section.
Those doggone skunk come by our place every night for about 6 weeks till it was time to go hibernate. And there we go.
Okay, just putting that up there. This one goes in the library.
But
Sorry.
you know, they never let off any smell or anything like that. They were always very well behaved. Possum family was too. And I'm not kidding. He had all sorts of things coming through. And I told him, I said, well, what about Bambi? He said, oh, he'll be along.
Well, I kind of figured it was going to happen sooner or later. Guys, I'm starting to see double, and that's always fun, but it's kind of rough on the system.
It's real, and it's fun, but not real fun.
Right. If you got to go, no problem. You got to go. Totally understandable.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on, and thanks for talking with me about my non-human report.
Oh, no problem. Glad to help. And I will get some information to you for the schematics.
Okay. Drawings, representations.
Drawings will work. Okay, doke.
All right. Well, thank you.
I look after you guys later. Thanks so much for sharing your time with us, guys.
Good seeing you. Good night.
Alrighty then.
It's always interesting to talk to him at length about these things.
Yeah, I don't like wearing him out so much. You know, I don't want to be the cause of anything.
He's doing it to himself. My God, the hours he keeps.
You know, Amazon stickers are great, but they don't have the little separation that they need to have.
Oh. I've got a dog with a cone on his head. He's had a little eye infection, and
poor baby.
He's got a cone on his head, and he looks perpetually startled because he's got all of his eyebrows trimmed in that. And he has taken to tapping me with his cone on the foot. And that's because he can't put his nose on my foot. And he does that and laughs at me and runs off. The little one looks at him like, yeah, move along. You know? And her name is Dobby. Dobby Socks.
Welcome to the Quantum Show, Dobby. I know she can't hear me. You got your headphones on.
She probably can, because my headphones are on, but she can hear it. Here she is. Here's my baby. Let's put
baby cutie.
My baby girl. Say hi, Dobby. She says, I was asleep, leave me alone. They're like, yeah, move along. Oh, spoiled baby. He needed spoiled.
I'm going to start this quantum book off the way I always know how, with aliens.
All right.
Started 8/4/24. Yep. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I got these bulk stickers from Amazon. They're just kind of like pop culture stuff that they sell. It's just a pack of stickers for like $4, and I'm like, oh, cool. I got Bigfoot, Star Trek, Star Wars, fanboy stuff. But anyway, yeah, I think we've gone over every topic that I had for tonight. It was Amy's documentary, UFO Twitter.
I gotta see that. We need to put that up.
I have put it in the description for the first show. For the solo, it's already there. I can send you a link already. Let me go ahead and send you a link. And I will get that link to you right now. I put it up in the first show, and it's in the description for the first show. I edited it already. There was a kind of a long long wait between then and now. And I took a little bit of
Well, Amy's stuff is always quality.
yeah. So I'm going to share this to you. Send it to you on here. And it does help to watch it instead of just listen. It does help to watch it because there is a visual component to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, it's sent. I sent you a link on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And Renee we have been watching a turkey family that's coming by daily since they were all chicks and almost grown up. Okay. Where are you located? What region? I want your address. Like,
Oh no, don't give us the address.
state.
That's not good.
Like, I could say Middle Tennessee and you not know where I live because it's a big old place. Yeah, we have a family of buzzards here that move around in my little area. It's crazy because they're huge and they're all hanging out at the side of the road. We had some turkeys, but I don't know. I guess they grew up, moved away, went somewhere else, went north or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's in Spokane.
Okay. Yeah, we had a family of desert foxes that realized we keep water in the backyard for the birds, and we had suffered some pretty severe drought. And not this year, last year, but year before, I believe. And they realized that, oh, wait a minute, here's something to drink, And they never tore up my property. They never tried for my animals. They didn't even try for the chickens in the backyard and the next door neighbor. But they come and get their drink every night and leave perfectly quietly.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
they weren't small. I mean, they're about the size of a small dog. No, not as small as a Chihuahua, but about twice that size.
Right. Right. I got you.
And fox are not something to mess with. They'll tear you up.
Yeah.
I have a sneaky suspicion that ex of mine's back there feeding them.
Mm.
No, I said, oh no. Don't you get them used to doing that?
I put out scrap food for the critters because I've been getting a lot of small animals, raccoons, possums, and deer. Not big deer, but deer
Yeah, you've
on the
shown
trail
some
cam.
of this stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to keep on with it too, and because and every now and again I will make an offering to the forest and an
Hmm.
offering to the earth every now and again, and I'll just go out there and do it and just frame it like that. And let me go ahead and I wanted to show this. Wait for it. Oh yeah, I wanted. Can you see it?
UFO Twitter.
Yeah. Did it?
Nothing Saturday, Nathan.
Okay. Well, that is Amy's documentary. And okay, Amy's documentary is from the science, governmental, and evidence perspective. We have an edge. We have a big edge. I don't mean just Keith. We have a big edge. I was
Right.
able to see those guys at these different groups in these different places. So is Shingoji, Tim, and
Did he
Tim.
recognize them as
Hmm?
being other?
I can. He
No, I
can't.
mean he can't. Okay, that was
No,
the question.
well, he's learned how to catch pings, but he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how to identify it yet, and
Yeah.
he's working on it. And let me see. Our own Tim Stafford, he goes psychedelics, and he is able to talk to them that way. But it's very
Mm,
difficult to talk to them that way. It's another awareness, another level of awareness, right?
right.
And we have this advantage that these people in UFO Twitter, they don't have that advantage,
Right.
right? Their Cryptid Huntress on YouTube is another one. I believe her link is in the description standard as well. She's one of my mainstays. She has that awareness, and she works with Dave on Spaced Out Radio a lot, or had been. I don't know if she is lately, but Cryptid Huntress, she is also, she has that awareness. Amy has that awareness. She just doesn't know how to use it quite yet. But
Right.
it takes a
It
lot of,
does.
you have to know how to, you have to know it's there. And she got told, a troll ended up being a troll. He said, maybe you should leave the woo stuff alone. I'm like, no, she is totally certified quantum. She is the woo. And she is definitely, she's up there. Okay. She's up there. She has got that awareness, and she just looks at ufology at her own perspective. And that's
Right.
awesome, you know? So there are few, but we definitely have something over ufology. Ufology is dependent on the nuts and bolts. They call it the five observables. I'm not going
Mhm.
to go over that, but they want to see the sightings, physically what they can
Who,
do.
what, when, where, and how.
Right.
Simple.
We have an advantage over ufology. We can talk. I can talk to them. We can all talk to them, and we know how. We don't use it a lot because, well, I don't know. Keith swears I'm not on a do not call list, but I don't know. They won't answer. They won't answer me again.
I do want to point out that Joe Lawrenson's put in here, add a rock to your, or a small flat stone to your water dish that sticks up just a little bit. The reason for that is the bees can get a drink too.
Yes.
Other insect life, but bees in particular are endangered in a big way.
Hmm.
And that helps them continue to live. And they
Right.
need water as well. I don't think we think of it that way. Much of the population doesn't realize it, but they need water.
I can. What people have ended up have started to do is,
Speaking of water, Lynette
uh,
needs water.
right, I'm going to get an image up of what somebody did. Sorry, they have Dollar Tree stuff and how to make bee water. And I'm going to
I would
bring this
think it'd
up.
be rather similar to hummingbird water. I don't know. That's be more Joseph thing than mine.
Like this. These are things that you buy at Dollar Tree. That is the bottom of a pot,
Hmm.
and you can get these things that float or not. And these are glass beads in the bottom of a pot bottom, and
Yeah,
you put half a cup of water or whatever in there.
yeah,
There you go.
and that'll give them a place for them to light, not drown in the water because they
Right?
can
They don't.
drown.
They get soaked. They're furry.
Yeah, then they can't get out of it and they drown. That's not a
Right.
good thing when every bee counts right now.
Hmm. Yeah. And
So,
oh, by the way, my guy that I get honey from is back
hmm,
doing their full blast. He gave me a jar of honey, and I was like, "Oh man, he just gave it to me." Of course, I paid him for it later, and I was, messing with him because it's a guy thing.
yeah, I got it.
And he is now out of town,
Uh huh.
but he's going to be coming back, and I'm ready for another jar. That honey is, oh man, it is healing, and it is so good.
Have you
It's
ever
just
had honey that had uh, chili with jalapeno in it?
no.
Oh yeah, they do their thing out in the hatch fields there for that sort of thing. Okay, they've got, of course, the pepper plants, uh, all flower and that sort of thing. So the bees are out there pretty busy, and of course, from that you would gather certain amount of capsaicin, I would imagine.
Oh,
But
I'm
I
sure they do.
tasted some, and that's got some hop to it.
Mm. I have
You
never
know,
had that.
yeah, it's
But you
kind of
know what?
cool.
I might give the guy an idea because he's using planted wildflowers.
Uh-huh.
He's got just a big wild thing of he put the flowers out himself, and I mean, it's a lot, right? He's at acres.
Right. I
Sorry.
think the trick would be keeping the bees in a certain area for it, because I
Oh,
can see where it would be diluted. I mean, to drop by drop, you know?
yeah. And I'm gonna suggest to him that he just have some jalapeno or even bell peppers. That would be interesting because they all flower.
Oh, yeah. It's the bees are the reason we eat. You know, I mean, there are certain other insects and that also pollinate to a place, but bees have that wonderful honey, and we want it. You know. Now you want stuffed bell pepper, huh? Got
Yeah, I
you
mentioned it.
hungry.
Great, just great, and everything's closed, and I don't have the stuff to do it. If I stuff a bell pepper, it's gonna be bologna.
Oh,
Gross. Yeah, gross.
listen, me being sick on your show is not going to help you.
But yeah. Oh, what is that? It's the food part. It's the food section. Here it is. We just kind of stumbled onto it.
You're gonna laugh. When we first started show for Keith tonight, it went directly into food. And like, oh my gosh, things are getting weird around here.
Yeah, save it for Nathan's show already.
Yeah, really. There's a good thought. Put cheese in. If you got any peppers, put cheese in them.
Yeah, I don't even have any bell peppers. I'd have to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to. Your convenience store is not going to have the ingredients for sure.
No, I've got bologna, cheese, and hot dogs, and it's not nice cheese. Yeah.
Just, what, craft
The
spices.
prepackaged American ultra pasteurized cheese food. No, it's real cheese, but it's
No real nutrition either, huh?
not really. Oh, but you know what? Something I've taken to doing is putting guacamole on almost everything.
I have
Guacam
to. That's
Guacamole
interesting.
and mustard. It gives it a kick, but it's not spicy,
Well, it's
you know?
not gonna boil your brain.
Right. It gives it a kick, but it's not spicy. And I can handle guacamole with mustard. Oh, it's so good.
That's
And
hilarious.
what's that?
Because, well, this morning I needed to eat something with my medication, and Storm brought me a turkey sandwich with guacamole on it and cream cheese and turkey, and it was great. It
Mm,
really was good. And it'd be even, I think, even better with ham or even roast beef.
yeah. Sounds pretty quantum to me.
Yeah, seriously. Then my
Yeah.
my bonus daughter came home last night with a big bag of bagels, and we're talking about these bagels were 8 inches across.
Ooh, I just got some bagels
It-
too.
oh, Lord have mercy.
I got
And
some.
beautiful crunchy crust, you know what I'm saying? Not
Mhm.
your typical white soft bagel. This was all perfect bread, right?
Yeah.
Oh, have mercy, it was good.
I'm gonna have to wait on the bagel till
I
tomorrow.
I
before work.
actually had some salmon cream cheese. You know,
Pass.
oh, it was good.
I've tried it. Don't
You
care
don't
for
like
it.
it? Not
Cats
your
love
thing.
it. The cats loved it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I didn't care for it personally,
You
but
know, I think it's acquired.
I
Like
think so.
gefilte fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never
Some of
acquired that.
that stuff. But
Okay, you know what?
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We did
yeah,
good. We
we got almost there.
Yeah, we almost made 2 hours, but we don't have to go 2 hours. We kind of technically started late, about a half an hour later than I would have.
Yeah,
So, but that's okay. And tonight's tech setup seems to work nicely. Uh, everyone seemed to have good sound, and I don't think I blinked out any.
no,
And
you
so
didn't.
we're doing like multi-point networking, and it's all published stuff. It's not, there's no fancy subnetting or rerouting or anything
Mhm.
like that. Only a couple of
Straight
firewalls
up,
in place, and it seems to work.
straight
So,
up.
yeah, everybody, that's the Quantum Show panel discussion we had tonight. Lynn and Keith was on earlier. Thanks everybody for coming by. We talked about aliens, documentaries, 5D spatial physics right
Yeah.
here on the Quantum Show. And we're all hungry because of it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. I need a sandwich.
We're all keeping it quantum. All right.
Hey,
Thanks,
and
everybody. I'm going to start.
and thanks to Storm.
Yes. Thank you, Storm, for facilitating these things. And please go check out 3% Productions. Link in the description after the show. It will be there. It is a new musical endeavor that I am doing with a bunch of buddies of mine, and it will be all original music. Covers
Right.
will be maybe on there, but YouTube has a problem with cover music. So, thanks everybody for coming by. I'm going to go ahead and start pushing the buttons. Where is my little banner?
Thanks for being with us, folks. Without
Yep,
you, we don't have a show.
right. You people make the Quantum Show. And where is my thing here? I loved it. I've got so many of them now. Pushing buttons.
Lots of buttons.
Thanks everybody. Y'all keeping it quantum.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.